The following program is for mature audiences only. The views expressed by the people and other guests on the podcast are their opinions and their own and don't reflect the institutions or establishments that they work for. So please do not get our asses fired or canceled. Thank you very much. Enjoy the show.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Glad You Made It podcast. What's up, Glad Gang? How you feel? I just got back from California and a brief layover in Utah. It's good to be back. It's good to be back home in Massachusetts. It's weird that in the last 24 hours, I have been in all of my home states. That makes me feel weird. I'll be honest. I'm a little off today as I'm recording this. I don't know why. It's nobody's fault. Nobody's fault. No, like nobody did anything. I think I'm just a little bit off. But I did have amazing shows while I was in San Diego. It was a good time. Mic Drop Comedy Club. My God. This ain't even ass kissing. This is just like facts. This is just a really, really great club. Everything from the decor, the color scheme, like, okay, well, purple's like my favorite color. So like it just looked amazing. The menu, I mean, they have a scratch kitchen, like tacos were amazing. The drinks were good. You know, the green rooms, plural. They have two rooms, the main room and the gold room. I was in the gold room and it's the staff is great. It's nice. It was a great vibe. And if you're a comic definitely try to get on at Mic Drop Comedy. If you're in the San Diego, lower Riverside County area of California, go check that club out. Seriously, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Go check it out. You won't be disappointed. It's a wonderful club. But I have some great shows coming up. August 20th, this week, Provo, Utah. I will be at Dry Bar Comedy doing two shows, 7 and 9 p.m. And then August 21st, I'll be recording at my own show with Inglewood Films. Shout out to the team from Inglewood Films. We're going to be doing some other projects together. This will be my third project with them. Love those people. So follow Inglewood Films. Make sure you check them out. But yeah, I'm going to be at Wise Guy Salt Lake City on a Sunday night. I got one show, one chance to get it right. So hopefully this all works out. I feel confident about the hour that I'm putting together. While I was at Mic Drop, I was kind of prepping for that. Also had a chance to shout out my homie Rafi Gonzalez. He was just great. He was just great to have on the show with me. Like, I'm going to definitely get him on the episode. You guys need to hear him. He's a very funny dude. As we speak right now, I think he's in town for the Burbank Comedy Festival in Cali. So good luck to him. And I know he goes up to San Fran as well. So good luck to the homie. He deserves it. He deserves all the love. If you check him out, just make sure you find him. And I think it's RAFIG, something like that. It's a number. Rafi, just do like your name next time. Just Rafi Gonzalez. Just RAFI Gonzalez. You should probably know how to spell Gonzalez. If you can't tell, I've had a couple, and that's fine. I think I'm just relaxed. It's been a long 24 hours of traveling and just getting back to work and everything. Worked from home today. I feel good about life. Feeling good. And I want to take this time, Kat will be joining me later for gratitude and everything, but I want to just take this time right now in this moment to just tell everybody, if you're going through something, do the best that you can to seek out help. there's nothing wrong with asking for help. I had an encounter at the comedy club, at Mic Drop this weekend where an audience member was basically, I won't get into specific details, but they definitely were asking for help. And, if you want to be here on this earth, I want you with me. So, laughter is the best medicine, but, coverage, it also helps. So make sure you take care of yourself. And if you don't have coverage, talk to somebody who can help, find resources, whatever you can, but always talk to somebody, check in with somebody. If you're feeling down, if you're listening to this and you need to talk to somebody, email me, talk to me. I don't DM me, because I can tell you right now, life is worth living. And no matter what you are going through, what you are struggling with, I want to make sure that you see this out. And so, to that audience member that was at my show in San Diego, I hope that you're doing okay. I hope that you are hanging in there. And, let me know how your appointment goes, and that's all I'll say. But, just like I said, anybody that's going through something, just don't be afraid to go through it and just know that you're not alone. So that's all I'll say. Now, just what else happened in the week? Okay, so listen, while I was in San Diego, I didn't eat anything but fish tacos. That's all I had was fish tacos. That's all I decided to eat. I didn't want anything else. So I had them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I kid you not. And then maybe a tequila soda, because that was about it. But I did not want a thing else but fish tacos. And it was so nice to just have it. And you may be saying, well, Jay, you live on the East Coast, right by the water. Why was, out here they do fish tacos with flour tortillas, which is fine. But then they overload it with cabbage and slaw and all this other shit. And it just makes it look very just full. And it's just showing off, where a good fish taco is less is more, baby. Less is more. I prefer corn, or maybe a little corn flour hybrid, and then just put it all together. Just a little bit of sauce. Okay. And if you never had fish tacos, or you might be a vegetarian, whatever, look, I don't mind eating vegetarian or eating vegan. If they figure out how to do fish tacos right, you'll get me. I promise you'll get me. I will sign up to if you get the flavor profile right, I'll take a break. You'll get me. I don't know how long you'll get me, but I do love me some salmon. So, and that's just me personally. I respect anybody that's a vegan or vegetarian, but every now and then, a squid, or a megalodon will pop out of the water, and then I think to myself, damn, they really are coming for us, And then if you seen the new Black Panther trailer, Namor, and even Aquaman on the DC side, all it takes, I mean, we're severely underpopulated to take on the ocean. I don't know if you've seen Kevin Costner in Waterworld, but the earth is 60-70% water. I don't know how flat earthers feel about that math, but I'm just not ready for whatever, is in the ocean. If they come at us on some Pacific Rim shit and I got to take on a kaiju, I'll build a mech out of my Toyota RAV4, and, maybe we can assemble actually, my wife has a RAV4. My mother-in-law has a RAV4. We could, maybe we could put a Tesla computer in there, and maybe a couple wires and some jumper cables, and then we could form a little RAV4 Zord, from Power Rangers or something, to form up like Voltron, and then maybe take on a kaiju. This got off the rails pretty quick, but we have a great show. We have a cool guest. My homie Mo Smith decided, the OG Mo Smith decided to, come through and give me an interview. He is, if you can't tell when you listen, he is very much from Brooklyn. I just want people to know, he is very much from Brooklyn. Brooklyn stand up. So if you want to stand up while you listen to this podcast, anytime he starts talking, if you feel like, Hove yelling at you, saying Brooklyn stand up, feel free to just stand up anytime he talks. I prefer to stand up anytime, because that's what I was raised on a lot of Brooklyn rappers, and they always said Brooklyn stand up. So I just figure I just stand up. I feel like it's hip hop customs and courtesies. So now you're going to enjoy him. He's a very funny dude. Make sure you follow him. He's a great comic, great person. And I was able to get some, I'm very grateful for what he was able to share with me. We just kind of went down memory lane, and I'm just grateful for his time. So we're going to get into some gratitude. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Peace. What's the next story? We'll keep moving because I know you'll come back.
This is just silly. So the New York City Parks Department has tweeted out letting citizens know that if you see a squirrel lying down basically squirrels are splooting all over New York City.
Splooting?
And they're splooting with their little legs out.
Yeah.
And so they're reassuring people that they do that to reduce their body heat. And I just realized this is sometimes referred to as heat dumping.
Heat dumping. I've done that.
So if you see squirrels splooting around the city, they're just trying to stay cool. So they're fine. I didn't know squirrels splooted.
No, we heat dump. So I love that. That's the
heat dump.
Yeah, I like heat dump better than sploot, because sploot sounds way too cute, and it rhymes with sploot rhymes with cute. Heat dump sounds like it's no different than yoga pants versus compression shorts. You know what I mean? Men, for women it's yoga pants. Men say compressions, but I like that heat dump. Dog, I think your internet has splooted.
Your internet's heat dumping. No.
It's all good, man. No, I don't know. Heat dumping, that just sounds better. It sounds scientific.
It just sounds...
It makes me feel like science is involved, and the ball heat, the squirrel ball heat needs to dissipate through the earth. And that's what causes biogeometric electromagnetic centrifugal scientific neutronical force through the flat Earth, and that's what keeps the curvature between the planets. We have lost Brandon either because of this internet or because I've completely went off the rails with heat dumping flat Earth theories.
It's just I can't not laugh at heat dumping.
Well, listen, we're gonna let Brandon back in one more time, see what happens. Let's see if we can get him back.
I can't wait for this phrase to catch on TikTok.
Yeah, heat dumping. That's what the kids are doing in the schools.
Summer 2022, summer of heat dumping.
Yeah, actually, it's gonna be a
heat dumps.
Heat dump summer. Yeah. Heat dump summer, or heat dump fall. Is that what we doing out here? We outside. No. We outside heat dumping. No, Brandon, you heat dumping for the summer.
Heat dumping. We're not outside heat dumping, but we would heat dump before we sploot.
I feel like you're talking about something else, because you got to realize heat dumping and sploot is the same thing, bro. So, nope. I mean, we'll let the listeners decide. We'll let the listeners decide. I want you to email or tweet at us. Let us know Heat dump or sploot? Which one do you want your animal to do? Is there a difference? Or if you have a dog, are you going to call? I'm going to call it heat dump moving forward. Like I used to say sploot.
Oh, God.
Baby, I'm sorry. It's just not. I mean, you've said it and you've said sploot for years with Wilson, and I've supported you because I'm your partner. But now that I know that there's a proper scientific term, and I have to address it. So heat dump. Brrr, there it is.
And unfortunately, Wilson heat dumps all the time, constantly. So
It sounds
it's gonna
manly.
Be a great.
Let him
It's gonna be a
be.
great year. I know it's very yeah.
Like heat dump. Like honestly, heat dump. That's not a bad rap name either. That's not a bad mixtape name either. Like
It's rustic.
it's. I don't know. Just let me know what y'all think. That's pretty much it, y'all. Like I just wanted to get like a quick little segment. Once we figure out what the hell is actually going on with Brandon's internet, I don't even know what's going to pop, which audio is actually going to show up. But make sure you follow my dude at the one B Miller. Yeah, follow him on IG and Twitter. He's great on Twitter. At the one B Miller. I just want to make sure. I don't know if his internet keeps dropping out. Brandon, you with us?
Yeah, at least I think I am.
Yeah. I mean, I just realized also you have Christmas decorations up in the back of your.
Okay, listen. I'm in the basement of my house. Nobody comes into the basement except for during Christmas parties, so we just leave it up. It's just there's snowmen. Like if I move all the way over here, there's a whole wall of snowmen. It's just what we're doing out here.
That's probably that's probably what
I'm surrounded by. I'm surrounded by like 12 Santas.
Okay, rather be judged by 6, but then carried by 12 Santas. I believe that. I believe
these
Santas
are these Santas are scary as shit, and I'm low key kind of nervous. I feel like they watch me. I'm not. I'm not okay. Just know that if
we'll pray for you,
if I show up in a lake with red fur around, just know that the Santa's got me, dog. There's so many of them.
Okay.
It was Santa.
All right. Well, we will continue to pray for you, and thank you for your service. But yeah, follow my homie. Follow Kat. Kat, drop your socials if.
You can follow me at Whittaker and CatUmanoW on Twitter.
Funny on Twitter. All right. Thank you for gratitude, y'all. We'll keep the episode going. We'll get into Maurice Smith. Great comic. Enjoy. I am here. He's here. We're all here. I'm excited. I'm excited to get this brother on. I had to get him on at the last minute. I was like, "Yo, you available?" And I was like, because I wanted to get this brother on. He's a great comedian in Boston, on the East Coast. Give it up for Mo Smith in the building.
Yes, sir. In your house with my man Jay Whittaker, the Birdman. The original Birdman.
Nah. Like, you know what's crazy is people come up to me like, they're like, "Yo, man, you like that? You that brother from Utah that likes birds, man." That's not how I want to be known. How do you want to be known, Mo?
Just all around. All around cool guy. Just the guy that could always slide in and out of whatever group, and I was like, he's just a cool guy. That's how I want to be known.
All right. So I know you do a bit. You an advocate for Fat Lives Matter.
Damn right. I definitely want to be
your
known
words,
for Fat
not
Lives Matter.
Yeah, Fat Lives Matter. Your words, not mine. So has anyone ever come up to you and be like, "Yo, you the Fat Lives Matter dude"?
Yeah. Yeah. I've had it. Yeah. I've had it. I had it. Not a lot, but I had it a few times.
Okay. Are you cool with it, or is it like...
No, I'm cool with it because, Fat Lives Matter. They do. People laugh at it, but the reason why I came up with it because it's so true. Let's just go with Amazon. Now you've ordered off of Amazon. I'm sure you ordered some clothing. Everybody's ordered clothing at least once. And you order something that whatever your size is, even though you're not fat, you might be a 2X. But when you get it, it's like an extra medium.
It's medium. Yeah, they give you this medium joint.
Why I can't get my size? Where's my size at? This is not a... Why I can't go to Primark
Why
and
did
get
your
a 5X
voice get
shirt?
high-pitched for a second? Why does your voice get high-pitched just for a little bit? He said, why?
But it's true. You got me laughing. It's true. Listen, if you call me up right now and said, you call me in the middle of the day, Mo, I got a show going on or a party, whatever, and I got to go get an outfit real quick. I can't go to Primark. They don't have 4X at Fat Lives Matter.
Okay, all right, damn it. All right, how do I sign up? GoFundMe, like, what's going on?
I don't know. I haven't done it, but that might work. They might tell me I got to pay extra for the sizes when I do go buy it because it's more material.
Right, fair. So, Mo, how long you been doing comedy, my friend?
I don't remember the exact year when I started. It was in the early 2000s. So I could safely say it's been over 15, close to 20 years, but it was an off and on relationship.
Yeah.
What
made it off and on?
Well,
just work, life?
Life. When I first got into comedy, I was blessed and didn't know it. Because I was hanging out with people that were established on certain levels. And I didn't even know what an open mic was. I knew what it was, but never really experienced it. Because I just automatically got injected with certain people who now are moving on doing bigger things. And so I met a woman, she got pregnant, and when she had my son, I didn't want to be that big dad that didn't have a job. So I stopped comedy because I wasn't getting that kind of money yet.
Yeah.
And I stopped what I was doing to get a job. And that's when I took up culinary arts. I went back to school in my 40s. I said, there's only 2 jobs that's never going to die. Sanitation and cooking. There's always going to be trash and people are always going to be hungry. And I chose cooking. And I went back to work full time.
I love it, man. I love that. I love it. Like, just to pivot that route. Also, for our listeners, I don't want to gloss over the fact, if you listen to this man's accent, he's very clearly from New York.
Brooklyn, baby, Brownsville. Never ran, never will. Know what I'm saying? 216 Rockaway Avenue. Shout out to anybody. Atlantic Towers, East Building, West Building, 249. Hockinson. Fuck Thomas Borland, but he was my man. I love him. But Hockinson Avenue.
I feel like you just named your credits. That's how I need to bring you up every time. No, man. What? Like, I'm from LA. I might shout out maybe like an avenue. You just shouted out like 4 buildings, GPS coordinates, longitude, latitude, and 2 Codys to come with. Like, it's.
But you know why? You know why I did that? It's 2 buildings where I grew up at, and we really never had nobody. Now I'm not gonna say nobody because we've had famous people from my neighborhood. MOP grew up down the street from me.
Yeah.
The last American heavyweight champ, Shannon Briggs, lived in the other building from me. I grew up with Shannon Briggs. So it's like,
wow.
But other than that, the people who've made it, they've made it, but we never had nobody come back to our neighborhood and help us. Me, Shannon, MOP, they made it. And nobody ever came back. Because nobody ever made it from my name. Because I'm not supposed to be here, Jay. Life says that I'm not supposed to be here. I was a young black male in the 80s during the crack era, doing drugs, selling drugs, and doing whatever it was to get by. And society told me I wasn't supposed to live past 25, and I'm 54. So I'm not supposed to be
Looking good,
here.
brother. You look good,
Thank
brother.
I ain't got my teeth in because, I've been do my thing. But it's late night. Fuck it. I don't care if they see me like this.
It's all good.
But I'm not, you're not supposed to be. We're not supposed to be here. And you know where I got that from? I didn't come up with that. I saw a clip, and it was LeBron James. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a LeBron James hater. I'm just mad because he never joined the New York Knicks.
I think everybody, yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't hate him as an individual. I just hate he never came to the Knicks. But he was walking through the hallway when he was on the Heat, and he said, "I'm not supposed to be here." That's why he go all out, and that changed my perspective. Because I was a young black male, like he was a young black male, like you was a young black male, and we didn't come from areas where doctors were automatically produced or lawyers. You know what I'm saying? We came where gangsters came from, rappers if he was lucky, you know what I'm saying? And if you wasn't strong enough and you survived, you were blessed.
Talk to him.
So I try to take advantage now of every opportunity. That's why when you hit me up for the podcast, you damn right. I'm not supposed to be here, man. I'm blessed.
I feel like somebody gonna sample. I feel like somebody gonna sample this, your words right there, and let's put and lay it over like a Just Blaze instrumental. Put some mad reverb on there.
As long as I get my royalties, I know I'm not. Even though I don't think I'm supposed to be here, I'm here. Goddamn, I ain't that stupid.
Hey,
got to be about that cake.
So like Brownsville growing up? What kept you? What kept your head? I mean,
you know what?
Like looking back, because looking back, 54 years old, you are now, and then looking back, how do you take care of yourself now? How did you take care of yourself then?
I'm not gonna say I took care of myself then, because no matter where I was at, I was living at an animalistic level. It was just about survival. You know what I'm saying? My mindset was self-preservation is the first law of the land. Like, forget everybody else. If I can't help you before I help myself, I can't help you before I help myself. You know, and it was survival. So it wasn't living back then. That was just survival. You know, back then I didn't go to sleep. I just passed out and came to. You know, when I started to get more as an adult, then I moved to Massachusetts. That's when I started to live. And what made me start...
What prompted that?
It was just me being with some people who saw me going down the wrong path. They transferred from New York. They transferred from Brooklyn to Massachusetts. And I seen myself going down a deadly path. And it's not like I didn't fuck up when I get to Massachusetts. It ain't like I got a story that says, and he got to Massachusetts and everything was great. No, I went through a lot of bullshit. I've been in jail.
Went on a duck tour and everything.
I've been in jail in Massachusetts 2-3 times, shit like that. But someone seen me, just like you saw something in me to make you come in that green room and be, like we were just saying, with that open personality. You saw something that made me see something. So that's how it was here. Somebody saw something in me and they made me see something past the next dollar, the next hit, the next drink, the next hoochie, the next pair of Air Force Ones, the next bullet. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we don't see past that. There's a lot of people that's fucked up in the game. They can't see past a pair of sneakers.
Damn. Air Force Ones,
yeah, Jordans, really? Whatever. Air Force. Listen.
Okay, I mean, I was with you. T said Air Force Ones. I've never.
Okay, or a brand new pair of Chucks.
Thank you, thank you. Respectfully, I see. Yeah, that's the West Coast. Always. You know, or they can't see past a lowrider. Or perm, you know what I'm saying? That's where they vision stop. All right. Now you just overdoing it. Okay. All right. We're not all in low lows and low riders. Nissan Sentra.
You know why I said that? I was watching Rhyme and Reason last night, and Mac 10. I seen Mac 10 on there. They had that's what made me think about it.
Inglewood's finest, baby, Mac 10. Belly through the hood with slide.
Yeah. But you know,
for life. Oh man, that's. So, like, damn. So, which do you prefer? Which do you prefer more, being a chef or being a comic?
Being a comic. The chef is just something so I can survive. The chef is just something if I go somewhere and I need to like get a job while I'm doing comedy. But number one, comedy is first.
Yeah. Comedy's first.
Listen, I'll leave everybody in my life and my family for comedy is first.
Your family is in comedy though.
Yeah, she pisses me off with that. She won't do it. She won't.
Cause your wife is mad funny.
Funny. Listen, half of my material is from her, but she has an issue with being on stage, and she doesn't see like she can't see past the fear.
I see.
She thinks they're laughing at her, not with her.
Oh,
so it's.
I mean, I understand that fear because there are those moments where you're like. Were you up there and you're like, yo, are they with me or is this at me? And I've had moments like that where I had to go back and I went home and I was like, nah, we're not writing that anymore. I'll never do that joke again. You know what I mean?
But she's scared to get up there. So we've come to an understanding because I really wanted to be, Jay, here was my plan. Me and my wife, when's the last comedy male, female, not TV, not internet, stand up? There hasn't been one since Sonny and Cher.
Like what?
I'll wait. I can't wait to say I'll wait.
No. Tom Segura and Christina P. They both got Netflix specials.
And they were a couple together doing stand up together.
Not on stage.
That's what I'm talking about. On stage.
Together. Okay, yeah. So you're trying to bring it back?
Not a variety show, but there hasn't been that in a while. And my wife is so quick with it. She's way funnier than me. I can do material. I can write material, but she can write material and rock the crowd at the same time. I mean, I can rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how some people can stop in the middle of their material, blow it like a D.L. Hughley type thing. You know, I can do it. We can do it because we have certain lines that we know from our profession. But then there's some people who just do crowd work, and even comics sit back and be like, I'm fucking amazed.
No, so wait. If this was, why don't y'all do it?
She don't want to get on stage.
Like,
she's scared.
Started out with a podcast then. Or write a sketch. Like I see y'all writing sketches together. There's so many different avenues that you can go, man. You know what I mean? I don't have it all figured out. Yeah. Trust me. But it's just like I definitely. I know that your family's talented, so it's just like
we have fun.
Whatever it takes, whatever the compromise is.
You should hear the arguments in here because we both be going at it. Too quick-witted people. She gets me a lot of times too. She Mike Tyson's me a lot in our arguments.
So she bites your ear.
She punches me in the mouth. Everybody got to, you ever have an argument? You're married. So you ever know something in your marriage? It's not an argument, but you know you're going to have a discussion. Or it's an argument, right? And you prepare for that during the day. Okay, she's going to say this. And I say that. And the Mike Tyson thing, everybody has the plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Until they get punched in the mouth, yeah.
Whole argument. You don't practice argument for 6.5 hours. You didn't even get your work done at work. Because you had this argument. You got 3 or 4 scenarios. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that. And you go home and she say 2 lines. Fight over.
It's like a battle rap. Like it's like preparing for Freestyle Friday on 106.
Yeah.
You're like, if she say this, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna hit her with that. Then I'm gonna hit her. I'm gonna pause, wait, come back with it.
Give me something to eat, man. Listen, I'm coming home, and I'll be body before I get into the driveway. Okay, baby, you right.
You right. Who was your influences coming up
in comedy?
Not even in comedy in general, bro. Like it's like who were your heroes?
My hero
could have been athletes.
No, my hero was my uncle. So I had an uncle. I'm about to. Well, I'm 54. My uncle's job was one of the companies that was part of the merger that made AT&T. Yeah, because AT&T was like a bunch of different companies, like Marbell, Gulf Western. These are old companies from back in them days, the 70s, whatever. And they all firmed. That's when they made AT&T. So they offered him a package where he had to move to Greensboro. My uncle was a real educated guy, but he came from Marcy Projects. Yeah,
Brooklyn.
I was born in Marcy. I just didn't grow up in Marcy. I grew up in Brownsville. But I was born. My grandmother still lives in Marcy Projects, actually. Yeah, to this day. So she's still on the Park Ave side. Shout out to Marcy Projects. But my uncle.
So your uncle.
He used to come up. I didn't realize how much he loved me until I got older. Because he lived in Greensboro, North Carolina. He would drive up, get me for the summer, drive me back down with him. Now, you figure the summer starts in June in New York for us, and I go back to school in September. In August, he drives me right back up home and then drives himself back. But he was my idol because he always had a fly. Had a fly chick. He had a bad apartment and he had DJ equipment. He would call me. Me because Greensboro, rap and music hadn't hit down south yet like that. It's not like now. You're talking about an era before the internet. He would call me just so he could listen to the radio station in New York. And we would talk for hours. He would teach me about life. And when I got into this,
what was it? What was the things that he taught? Like, what was you said he taught you about life?
Just about how to be a man, how to be responsible, how to take care of your responsibility, how education is key. When remember when Trivial Pursuit came out? He could answer all those questions. He would answer 90% of the questions in Trivial. He was really about education while smoking a joint. He was cool as shit. But he was a nerd, but he was like a cool nerd. He was like an Urkel on steroids. And he was my idol, man.
With Stefan Urkel or whatever.
It was like he was my idol. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah. I glamorized the dope boys. You know what I'm saying? The ball. I wasn't a great ball player, or athlete. So I glamorized, but I wasn't. But my uncle, he was me because he wasn't an athlete. He was dark skinned, and back then, before Wesley Snipes, we got treated like shit. Remember that? You dark too.
Yeah. 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 I remember in high school.
But he was my idol, man, and he was everything to me. He had 2,212 albums and CDs when he died.
2,212.
He had the first record he ever bought.
Which was?
But he still he showed it to me.
I'm always curious.
I don't remember. I only got one album out of it. It's like an album Marvin Gaye made before he died that never got released. It was like a private release thing he got. It's the only album I got. I love that album. It never really got if you ever Google it, Marvin Gaye made one more album before he got killed. And it didn't score a lot, but if you listen to it, you hear all his pain in his life. Yeah, damn. You hear it. That's why I love that album. Like, I was associated with pain before I was grown. We come up with pain.
So how do you cope? How do you cope with pain now?
You know what? I just know this. I know that for every good, there's a bad, and for every bad, there's a good. And each day is going to be its day itself. You just got to blow through it. And you got to, I stick with, I look at you. I look at Orlando. That's how I deal with pain. I look at Corey Rodriguez. I look at Marshall Brandon. You know what I'm saying? I look at you guys that are like in the game and the world don't know who you are like that yet, but you at that. And I said that I know you went through it. And what would y'all do? You know what I'm saying? When I don't want to get up and go to do a show or a podcast, what would y'all? I look at you all to say, I got to keep going because I want to be in the room with them.
Well, shit, you're gonna be in the room.
Sometimes you don't get there. Some people don't. How many comics we have come across, or we heard of, or seen that don't make it because of whatever mistakes they made? You know.
Whatever mistakes or whatever just wasn't their time, or there might have been somebody that took their spot. There's so many different reasons, that things happen. But me personally, I look at a lot of guys, some guys I started with that have gone on to do great things, and I'm like legit proud. But also I look at my circumstances and like I have certain obligations that, make it a little bit more difficult for me to get up as much or take those opportunities. And so like I said, before we started, is like, I gotta run my race. I gotta run my marathon. And if you try to run somebody else's race, you always gonna lose, bro.
That's when I started to become successful. When I started to learn, because I realized, because at one point I wanted to be Jay Whittaker. At one point I wanted to be, At one point I wanted to be Orlando Baxter. I tried to do what you guys, or try to figure out what you guys are doing, not really realizing that I just got to get my own lane. I got to be Maurice. It's you look at people and you're like, how do I get there? And sometimes you'll be like, why am I not there yet? You think you're ready and you're not ready. And then when you're ready, you start to realize that this is just me.
Well, for me, when things started kind of going on the up, and I still got a long way to go. But the thing that I started noticing, and you just touched on, is like when you stop wondering why not me, and then you're just like, well, why not me? Like why? But you stop looking at everybody else's shit. Like you kind of like turn blinders to it, or if you do see it, you're just happy for them. You know what I mean? And it's not like coming from a place of like, oh, I gotta get there. It's coming from like oh shit, that's great for them. How do I get there? Or I just hope I can be, I hope I could, like, it's weird. Because I used to look at it like, oh man, they just getting everything that I'm getting, or I should be getting that. And then I look at it now as like more celebratory, like, damn, that's dope for them, and it like inspires me to keep going. Like it keeps
it makes you go. It makes you go harder.
Yeah. If you celebrate it and don't hate it, like it's better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I celebrate my friends and people, my acquaintances. I celebrate their wins, and I'm like, hell yeah, because it's just like, damn, because you got to put that positive shit back out there because you're gonna receive it.
That's when I I was sitting back and I had said to them, I don't know. Tell me, does this make sense? The moment you start to not fear death is the moment you start to live your life.
Absolutely.
And I never really said that because I didn't know if it really made sense. Because I was saying, I feared failure so much that I was blocking myself to success. And I was like, I can't fear dying. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. Yeah. So if I live my life like that's it, then I start to live my life because I don't, not that I don't care, but death is going to happen. Let me do what I got to do now. Let me make my mark in this game, And I've been blessed lately. I've been blessed with some things.
It's moving. It's always moving. My pop would always say, every knock is a boost.
I didn't hear that.
I love that. Every knock is a boost. Like you get knocked down, it's a boost. Like it's weird. I've seen my pop go through these really, really tough hardships, and eventually I'm gonna have him on the show. But he would always say that, and it's weird because it's like when we're kids, we see our elders, we see our peers and people that are heroes that we look up to, and we're like amazed that they're able to do all this shit. And then you get to their age, and then you're like, oh my God, how the hell were they? How the hell was my pop dealing with my uncle dealing with this? You know what I mean?
Even survive in the situations. You're right. You start to get I get grateful the older I get of the people that taught me.
Absolutely. It's like I get super grateful. I think of all my teachers, that looked out for, you know what I mean? I'm just like, oh man, or just anybody that ever looked out for me, gave me a meal when I was broke and sleeping in my car and shit. Like it was, oh God.
I know it gets you. I know,
nah.
but the thing about it is, when you get to the other side, that's what they call. I learned in life. You know what you need to get through life? One thing: faith. And you don't have to have faith to fill a room. All you need is the faith of a mustard seed. You know how small a mustard seed is? Yeah.
A mustard seed? Okay. Put me on game.
Of a mustard is all you need to get through. Because if you got the faith of a mustard seed, then the door never closes. You don't need a wide open door to get through the door. We can slide through. We gonna get through. A mustard seed is real small. You don't need a whole lot of space for a mustard seed to get through the door, to get to the other side. You know what I'm saying? All you need is faith. And when I learned how to, and it's not like God or religion, faith in whatever it is that you're doing. Faith that you can be whatever it is that you want to be. When you get that faith and you get that drive, then nothing can stop you. Nothing can get in your way.
I feel like, and see, I'm glad you said faith because I'm a firm believer in people talk about hope, and then there's hope and faith is different for
There's a big difference.
There's a difference. Hope is like it might. We gonna see. But faith, that's faith sustains you. Faith is nourishment. That's a mustard seed right there. Look at this. We dropping little mustard seeds of knowledge on here. Most F in the building. Planting mustard seeds in the garden. You what
somebody gave me, man. You know what I'm saying? They say you got to freely give back what was freely given to you. You know, words of wisdom are free.
That's what they say. Each one reach one, teach one. Let's go. Let's go. You know? So, I mean, all right. So, you 54. I gotta ask. Are you, what's it like? Just, I can't, you're definitely not old. Let me be clear, but I'm just I can't wait to just be older and elderly black. I can't wait for that period of my life because I get to say slick shit I get to say slicker shit all the time.
You know what?
And get away with it. What's the slickest shit
you ever heard?
From an old head. From an old head.
But
old heads always got something.
I'm trying to think because I've had so many, man. The slickest shit I ever heard.
You gotta get over to get in.
The slickest shit I ever heard. It was from a DJ back in New York on WBLS called Frankie Crocker. He was the first DJ to play Rapper's Delight on the radio. He always ended his show, he would say, may you live as long as you want and never want as long as you live. May you grow to be 100 and may I grow to be 100 minus 1 day because I never want to see good people like you pass away.
Bars.
That he ended the show every single night. Just that way. Because if you look at it, may you live as long as you want, but never want as long as you live.
I love that. That's healthy right there. That's healthy. I love that positive. I love positive shit, and so when you just able to intake that, that's dope. So now, DJ, we're talking. You mentioned music. So, what are some of your 5 favorite albums? 5 favorite albums or songs?
Number 1 album ever made
how do you mellow out?
That's an album that you can sit back and listen to every single song. Stevie Wonder in the Key of Life. Because my uncle, understand that I'm not coming from a one-sided version of music. He was very eclectic. Is that the right word? Eclectic? My uncle would listen from jazz to R&B to soul to blues to rock to hip-hop. #1 album to me ever made, Stevie Wonder, Keys in the Song of Life. That album, my favorite musical group, if you told me I can go see any group right now and you'll give me 2 front row tickets, you know who that is? In their prime, you know who that is? Hall & Oates. Hall & Oates.
Really?
I'm a big Hall & Oates. They just had crappy videos. But they songs, oh my God, because I grew up in New York when hip hop was every weekend there was a concert at a club or a show. Like I seen Run DMC, Queen Latifah, Biz Markie, LL every single week. I got tired of looking. You be like, I'm not going wild, man. It's LL again. I seen his show. I want to see somebody different, But Hall & Oates, their music.
Was he licking his lips all the time back then?
I wasn't that close yet. I hadn't made.
All right, I'm just making.
But he was real skinny.
It's out of curiosity.
He was real skinny.
I heard
he went to August Martin High School with my daughter's mother, actually.
Okay. Jesus Christ, it's a whole family tree through New York. Anyways, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked with.
But if I'm at karaoke, my #1 karaoke song or my #1 song to turn on if I can't find nothing else to listen to on my playlist, I'll go to the straight one song, Benny and the Jets, Elton John. It's a great song.
Great song too. We gotta go get the karaoke bar, man.
Well, I can do some karaoke. I can get some Al Green, but I got a different vibe. Like my music, I can go from Method Man to the Mary Jane Girls to the Beatles in one playlist in 3 songs. Hey Jude.
Yeah.
There's so many different. I love music in different ways. I won't get into some of it, but I just love music because of my uncle. Once again, only because of him, my idol, my hero.
Yeah. What was his name, if you don't mind me asking?
Garland Redfear III. We called him Terry. He was my Uncle Terry. Don't ask me how it got there.
I was like, wait a minute.
His last name, his real name is Garland. He was the third. Garland, named after his father and his grandfather. Garland Redfear III.
Yeah.
But we called him Terry, my Uncle Terry. It don't make no sense either. It's one of them things in the family. Man, I don't know how he got the name. I'm just telling you what his name is.
Bro, I got a cousin Scooter. I still don't know if that's his real name or I'm like, I think about it, I'm like, Scooter. I've always known him as Cousin Scooter. So like, I remember somebody's like, is that his real name? And I was like, I don't know. Like, it's just like he's always been Cousin Scooter. So like, shout out to Cousin Scooter. What's up? But nah, man. How can people find you?
Facebook, Maurice Smith. Like you see it spelled right here. You can find me on Instagram. MOE _ comic. Yep. I'm on TikTok also. I'm not on Twitter because I feel Twitter is for rich people. Facebook is for old people. For real, if I put something on Twitter, nobody's gonna respond or retweet. But if I put something on Facebook, I can get 200-300 hits.
You never know.
Facebook is for old people.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know. So you got you got any more commercials? You got any more commercials coming out? Brother, you on HBO now. You on HBO now.
But see, I'm an extra. I've been waiting to do this. Yeah. See, I'm an extra. Do you know what extra mean? You know what extra mean?
Don't matter. You
be sitting there and I'll be like, wait. What? Pause. There I go right there. No.
Don't matter. I've been an extra in things. But hey, as long as the check clears, bro.
DraftKings commercial. Did you see that? I'm in the DraftKings commercial.
Yes, I did see that.
And other than that, I'm just trying to do my shows. Just got through coming out of Atlantic City. I'm on my way back there in a few weeks.
That's what's up, man. Well,
I'm
proud of you,
too,
man,
Jay.
and I appreciate you just taking the time out.
I love this platform that you got. I love the fact that you came in from another state and embraced everything with an open arm. You know what I'm saying? And like you was able to give and receive knowledge. You know what I'm saying? To maneuver, because you got to be able to do both. And I appreciate you. And I appreciate you for asking me to be on this platform, man. For real.
Absolutely, man. I know you have game to give, and so I just wanted to give. I definitely want to have you back on because I want to get. I'm trying to. As you know, I'm talking wellness. I'm big into wellness and talking about our heroes and how we cope and how we deal with things. And I appreciate you sharing that. But I definitely want to have a panel discussion with people that have just been through things and see if we can just figure out ways to help people. And laugh a little bit,
cry, tear up, whatever it takes. So whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Well,
listen, I appreciate you,
man.
And don't forget, I made the last comic stand. I made out the first round, and I made out the first round for the funniest person in Massachusetts over at Laugh Boston. So I'm going back in on them. So I'm ready for that too.
Round two, let's go. I'm rooting.
All right, Jay. Thank you, man.
Brother.
You have a good evening.
Man.
Thank you for this opportunity. And thank you for all the listeners out there for taking the time to listen to a no-tooth, bald-head motherfucker like me. Fat Lives Matter.
Y'all better follow. Hey, y'all follow Maurice Smith. Follow Mo Comic. Get at him. Holla at him. Message him. Let him know.